Imagine this. You're a doctor, a beacon of hope in a world often filled with despair. You've dedicated your life to saving lives, to easing suffering, to making a difference. But what happens when the system you're part of puts profits before people? What would you do if a child's life depended on your ability to break the rules? Today, we're going to explore a real-life dilemma faced by Dr. Naomi Carter, a woman who wasn't just a doctor, but a hero. Join us as we delve into the heart-wrenching story of a boy named Lucas and the extraordinary measures Dr. Carter took to save his life. Lucas, a vibrant 10-year-old, was on a seemingly ordinary outing with his mother, Layla, when tragedy struck. A sudden collapse revealed a critical heart condition that required immediate surgery. But the road to salvation was far from smooth. Lucas was a bright, inquisitive child, full of life and energy. He loved to explore the world around him, always eager to learn something new. His mother, Layla, was a single parent who worked tirelessly to provide for her son. Their lives were simple, but filled with love and happiness. When Lucas collapsed on the sidewalk, Layla's world was turned upside down. She watched in horror as her son's face turned pale and his breathing became labored. Fear gripped her as she tried to revive him, her heart pounding in her chest. Dr. Carter wasn't just any doctor. She was known for her passion, her devotion to her patients, and her refusal to settle for mediocrity. Every day, she fought against a system that seemed more interested in profits than people. But for Dr. Carter, every patient mattered. On this particular morning, something happened that would test her commitment like never before. As she walked to the hospital, Dr. Carter's sharp eyes caught sight of a desperate scene, a mother, frantic and tearful, trying to revive her young son who had collapsed on the sidewalk. The boy's name was Lucas, and his condition was critical. Dr. Carter's quick assessment revealed a severe heart anomaly, something that required immediate surgery. There was no time to waste. Just that morning, Lucas and his mother, Layla, were on their way to a local park. But neither of them could have predicted what would happen in the hours that followed. Once they arrived at the hospital, Dr. Carter realized how dire the situation truly was. Lucas's heart condition was life-threatening, and immediate surgery was his only hope. But that's when she encountered an obstacle that no one had prepared her for. Dr. Carter, a passionate and dedicated physician, faced a devastating obstacle: the hospital's strict financial policies. The director, Dr. Norton, had reached the monthly limit for pro bono cases. This meant that Lucas's life hung in the balance due to a bureaucratic red tape. Dr. Norton was a man of principle, but his principles were often overshadowed by his concern for the hospital's bottom line. He believed that the hospital had a duty to its shareholders, and that providing free care could jeopardize its financial stability. Dr. Carter, however, saw the situation differently. She believed that the hospital's primary purpose was to save lives, not to make a profit. To her, the idea of denying a child life-saving treatment because of money was unconscionable. Dr. Carter had seen firsthand the devastating effects of illness on families. She had watched as patients suffered needlessly, their lives cut short by a lack of access to care. She was determined to do everything in her power to prevent such tragedies. Are we really going to let him die because of money? He needs us, Norton. He needs you, Dr. Carter said in frustration. But Dr. Norton remained unmoved, stating that the rules were the rules. Dr. Carter was torn between her oath to save lives and the fear of losing her job and reputation. The decision was a heavy burden, but her unwavering belief in the sanctity of life ultimately prevailed. Dr. Carter knew that defying the rules would be a risky move. She could face disciplinary action, even dismissal if she was caught. But she also knew that she couldn't stand by and watch Lucas die. The thought of losing a young patient, especially one who was so innocent and full of life, filled Dr. Carter with a deep sense of despair. She had seen the devastating effects of illness on families firsthand, and she was determined to do everything in her power to prevent such tragedies. Despite the risks, Dr. Carter decided to defy the rules. She rallied a team of medical professionals who were willing to stand by her side. Together, they devised a plan to perform the surgery without Dr. Norton's knowledge. Dr. Carter's colleagues were a diverse group of individuals, each with their own unique perspectives and experiences. Some were driven by a deep sense of compassion, while others were motivated by a desire to challenge the status quo. Despite the potential consequences, Dr. Carter's colleagues were determined to help. They knew that the surgery was risky, but they also knew that it was the only chance for Lucas to survive. Dr. Carter's decision to defy the rules was not made lightly. She knew that she was taking a risk, but she also knew that she was doing the right thing. She was standing up for what she believed in, even if it meant putting her own career on the line. The operation was a delicate and dangerous procedure. Every minute counted. Dr. Carter and her team worked tirelessly, their hearts pounding with a mix of hope and fear. The stakes were high, but so was their determination. As the surgery progressed, Dr. Carter and her team faced a series of challenges. The patient's condition was unstable, and there were moments when it seemed as though they might lose him. But Dr. Carter and her colleagues refused to give up. They worked with precision and skill, their hands moving with a steady rhythm. They knew that Lucas's life depended on their efforts, and they were determined to see him through. After hours of intense surgery, Dr. Carter emerged with the most beautiful news. Lucas had survived. The operation had been a success. The boy who had been on the brink of death now had a second chance at life. The news was met with a wave of relief and joy. Lucas's mother, Layla, was overcome with emotion. She thanked Dr. Carter and her team for saving her son's life. Dr. Carter's act of defiance didn't go unnoticed. Dr. Norton was furious and threatened to fire her. But Dr. Carter stood firm, refusing to apologize for saving a life. Dr. Norton was a stubborn man, and he was determined to punish Dr. Carter for her disobedience. He believed that she had violated the rules of the hospital, and that she should be held accountable for her actions. Dr. Carter, however, was not afraid to stand up for what she believed in. She knew that she had done the right thing, and she was willing to face the consequences. Dr. Carter's decision to defy the rules had far-reaching consequences. She was not only risking her job, but also her reputation and her standing in the medical community. Dr. Norton was a powerful man, and he had the ability to destroy Dr. Carter's career. But Dr. Carter was determined to fight for what was right, even if it meant sacrificing everything. Dr. Carter's colleagues stood by her side, offering their support and encouragement. They knew that she had done the right thing, and they were willing to fight for her. The hospital's board of directors was also divided on the issue. Some members supported Dr. Carter's actions, while others sided with Dr. Norton. In the end, Dr. Carter was able to keep her job. However, she was given a formal warning and was required to attend additional training on hospital policies and procedures. Despite the challenges she faced, Dr. Carter never regretted her decision to save Lucas's life. She knew that she had done the right thing, and she was proud of her actions. Dr. Carter's decision to defy the hospital's rules had a profound impact on the lives of many people. It inspired others to speak out against injustice and to fight for what is right. The hospital also learned a valuable lesson from Dr. Carter's actions. They realized that profits should not come before the well-being of patients. As a result, the hospital implemented new policies to ensure that all patients, regardless of their ability to pay, would receive the care they needed. Dr. Carter's story is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to make a difference. Her courage and compassion inspired countless people to stand up for what is right. Dr. Carter's actions sparked a national conversation about the importance of healthcare access and the dangers of prioritizing profits over people. Her story was featured in news articles. Dr. Naomi Carter's story is a testament to the power of human compassion and the courage it takes to stand up for what's right. In a world often driven by profit and bureaucracy, her actions remind us that sometimes the most important thing is to simply do the right thing, no matter the cost. What would you do in Dr. Carter's position? Would you risk your career to save a life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you believe in the power of compassion and the importance of fighting for what matters.